Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. I decided today that we're going to do a reading on Donald Trump's kids. Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka, and Jared Kushner, son-in-law. Because to be completely honest with you, those kids are really getting on my nerves. You've got Donald Trump Jr. out saying, hey, if you don't believe in what my father's saying, then obviously you want people to die from the coronavirus. Then you got Ivanka saying, oh, his trip to India was perfect, just perfect. And then Jared Kushner is on the other hand, saying, second term, drama free. These people are just as delusional as Donald Trump. And obviously, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because I don't know why, but in the beginning of the whole, when Donald Trump became POTUS, they all thought, oh yeah, Ivanka is going to be the balancer out of him. She's going to make sure that he doesn't go too far right. She's done nothing. She's done nothing other than make money off of the government. She's using these trips to line her own pocket to get business cards and business people and financial people. It's all setting it up for when they're no longer president. It is absolutely appalling what is happening in the U.S. and the fact that it's being allowed to happen is crazy. So let's just look at Donald Trump Jr. first, which I know like long in the past he had like a couple of years where he fell out with his father or whatnot, but I'm sure financially he probably needed him in his life. Then you had Donald Trump Jr. He's also unfortunately gotten divorced. He has a new girlfriend, and he was also part of that the meeting with the Russian lawyer at Trump Tower. But Donald Trump wrote a falsehood on a plane, so I'd be interested to see if that's going to come back to cause Donald Trump Jr. some legal issues in the future. So let's have a quick look at Donald Trump Jr. first. So we have the Four of Pentacles. He is desperately trying to hold on to the Trump name, to the money, to the prestige of being Trump. He wants to hold on to everything that they have, and I think he can see that it's slipping away. And like I said before, if you hold on too tight, it is going to slip out of your hands. Going against him, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This, I believe, is the government or the lawyers for the government are going to be looking into his finances, his family finances. He's trying to hold on to it, but these guys want it. Underneath it all, you have the Seven of Cups. So he's just as delusional as his father. And he has so many wants. He wants the money. He wants the prestige. He wants the ladies. He wants it all. I mean, as bad as Donald Trump is, and I hate to give him any kind of a compliment, Donald Trump Jr. makes Donald Trump look good. Sad. On top of it, we have the Hangman. The Hangman. So I think he is starting to see that things aren't going exactly as he would like for it to. And I think he's holding on to what Trump is saying and he's supporting it. But I think, unlike Ivanka, I think Donald Trump Jr. has a way of separating himself. Like to his father, when he's with his father or around his father, it's 100% support. But I think behind closed doors, he knows differently. He's not completely naive when it comes to that. Leaving is the death card. So transformation has happened. And I mean, this is evident. He's had a huge transformation. He's had his father become the president. He's unfortunately had gone through a divorce and into a new relationship. I forget his girlfriend's name, but oh my God, she's wicked. Did you see them on The View? She was just rant, rant, rant. In the near future, we have the Five of Swords. This is winning at all costs. I think they're going to toe the line. They don't care. They have no morality. They have no tinge of guilt for others. They don't care for others. They want what's best for themselves, and everybody else can just be left behind. They don't care. But he has left some swords behind. This will tell the truth. Underneath it all, he wants to appear as though he's the magician. He wants to appear as though he can manifest anything and do everything. He is Donald Trump, the president's son. He's in a position of power, and believe me, for as long as Donald Trump is in power, and hopefully that's not for too much longer, Donald Trump Jr. will take advantage of it. How people feel about him? Not much. People think he's a waste of energy, a waste of time, a waste of space. Well, that's not really fair. I guess his family probably doesn't think that. His fear is the star. His fear is that the hopes and wishes of those around, those who have been privy to the last 3+ years of Donald Trump, that they won't go to the election box and that they won't change it. That's his wish, is the hope for to hold on to all of this prestige, to hold on to this financial cash cow for as long as he possibly can. The outcome? Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. So, he will find the ability to be able to move past the presidency once it's over, and he will fight to start new ventures. There's enough people out there that will. Will he get in trouble with the fact that he was part of that meeting with Russia and his father falsified a paper for it? Will he get in trouble for his participation in Russia? Will he get in trouble for his participation in Russia? The Hermit. So what he has done is unseen at this time. It's being held in. We have the Page of Wands. So I believe there will be somebody who will tell about his participation, but I don't really see it leading to much in the way of, having to pay a price for it. I mean, he'll pay a price publicly. He'll pay a price having to build up his own name. But I think that he'll get in trouble. He'll be called out for it. But I don't think that his personal participation was enough to really land him in jail, which is surprising for me. So we'll see. Because, I mean, this is just what's happening now and the possible outcome for the future. If things change, if all of a sudden something else is brought to light, that can change again, right? So we'll see. So now let's have a look at Ivanka. Ivanka, who has been a help to her father. whatever that means. I mean, her father is sickly obsessed with her. I think the fact that she reminds him of himself, that like it's almost like she's the female version of himself. But I bet you any money if Ivanka wasn't as attractive as what she is, I think she would lose a lot of she would lose Trump's support because, you know, he likes the ladies a good 9 or 10. They got to be a good 9 or 10. So anyway, let's look at Ivanka. So, for Ivanka, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is out there. She is using every trip as an opportunity to line her pockets, to get people invested while her husband. Okay, I don't know if that was a Freudian slip or if that's sort of what it is, because it is kind of a sick father-daughter relationship, and the way, anyway. So she sees herself as wishes fulfilled. She has the ability to give. She's the calm, cool, collected one of the group. Going against her is the Queen of Swords. So there is going to be somebody who's going to call her out on her truths. Underneath it, we have the World. So this is going to be on a world stage, and whatever she's involved with, and I'm sure, you know, if Trump is on his way out, this could be showing her completion of her job as well. She is certainly trying to take advantage of every trip and everything that she has. So I'm wondering if the law, my Queen of Swords, is not going to step in and say, let's look at these financial dealings that you've had. On top of it, we have the Five of Cups. This is somebody who's crying over spilled milk, who's crying for themselves. They feel sorry for themselves. I don't feel sorry for her. She could have made small little remarks, small ways to help her father to balance out his rough exterior, and she did nothing. Now she's worried about it. She knows that she's involved, and she knows that her husband's involved. This is the Fool. I think this is because the Fool is of like new beginnings. I think this is coming into like this is what's leaving her. I think her naivety, being able to say, "Oh, I didn't know better," or using the fact that, "Oh, we've never worked in the government" as an excuse that has worn thin and it's about to pass. I do think people are looking at her and investigating her behind the scenes, and I'm sure that would be a real feather in somebody's hat, because let's face it, if Don Jr. got in trouble, Trump would just say, "Enjoy your time at jail, I'll send you some cigarettes." Whereas Ivanka, he'd have a little bit more trouble. I think if they actually looked at Trump and said, "You know, Ivanka's in trouble, you need to quit in order for her and we'll save her," Trump might do that. In her future, the Hermit. She is going to be going on an introspective journey. I think there has to be some realization of what the truth is, and probably what she talks about, maybe just with Jared, because I doubt that she would share this with too many people, what she really thinks inside. What she would like for you to think is she would like for you to see her as somebody who's got it all straightened out, got it all worked out, and knows what she's doing. How people see her is the King of Swords. I think those who actually have dealings with her probably find her to be cutting. You know, one of those like nice to your face, but cutting and direct and very authoritative, very much like her father. Her fears is the Page of Cups. Her fears is that the knowledge about what she has been up to, because, I mean, let's face it, her father, literally puts this bell here, like, look over here, while all of them are undercover just doing whatever they want. So I think this is her fear that somebody's going to come out with knowledge and communicate what she has been up to, which I'm sure is probably more than what we actually know. Her final card is the Ten of Wands. She is going to be carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, but it's coming to an end. Like, I find it interesting that a lot of the cards that show about her job, or, it's the tens. Tens are completions of a cycle with, the beginning of another cycle. So I think that right now, this is just the beginning of her troubles. I think people are looking into her. She probably has some inkling about it, and the weight of the world is on her shoulders. She's got the Five of Wands. There's going to be fighting and strife within her family, with Donald Trump, with her husband. It's going to be a difficult time for them. So that's Ivanka. Ivanka she's like a Barbie doll. And it's very off-putting, like how she's just so quiet when she talks. And she says, everything's okay. Donald Trump knows what he's doing. If she smiles. And, anyway. Let's see what's happening with her husband, Jared Kushner. Who, again, between my cards are turned. Between his owning of the 666 Fifth Avenue and then, unfortunately, a Canadian, somebody with Canadian exports bailed him out. I don't even know if they realized they were bailing him out. And so he was involved in, he is just involved in making money for his family, covering for his family, and lining him and Ivanka's pockets. So let's have a look at Jared Kushner. It's funny, I don't see a lot of cards that are like, oh, they're going to get in trouble, oh, there's going to be this catastrophe. I'm just wondering if once Donald Trump leaves, is there some kind of package deal where, he and Ivanka don't get in too much trouble. Or maybe she's just been on the peripheral. I mean, maybe the fact that she went over to China and made business deals for herself on the American people's dime, they don't care about. Maybe that's not going to be enough for them to be worried about. So for Jared Kushner, we have the King of Pentacles to Ivanka's Queen of Swords against her. He thinks himself the doer and beer and the authority of everything. He's going to fix the Middle East. He's going to fix the economy. He's going to fix. Going against him is the Nine of Pentacles. I don't think this man has a lot of luck when it comes to money, and I think that anything that he has hoped for, wished for, is going against him because he's put out so much bad juju into the world. Underneath it, he is a Six of Swords. Put it this way. Ivanka and Donald Trump Jr. are Donald Trump's children. The apples and oranges don't fall far from the tree. But Jared Kushner, I think he felt a lot of pressure to make money for his family, to help out with his father. He was married to Ivanka, but in reality, he would love to leave this whole thing, and not just leave the whole thing. He wants to leave Ivanka. On top of it, the Six of Wands. He sees himself that he has accomplished what he set out to do. He set out to make money and take care of his own family. And realistically, they all say, oh, he's going to fix the Middle East. He's got to do all these things when he's just over there making business arrangements for once Trump is out. Leaving him is the Three of Wands. So in the past, I think he was waiting on maybe help from Russia, help from other countries. And at this point, I think he's starting to see the writing on the wall. So he wants to separate himself from Trump, from Russia, and from any dealings that they've had. In the near future, we have the World card. So again, the cycle is coming to a completion. And I see this for all of them. So I just kind of feel like the whole Trump train, chugga chugga chew, it's going. So with the World card, this is also coming to worldview that I think there's probably more eyes on him than what he realizes. And his time is coming to an ending soon. Guys, can you imagine if they all leave by the end of March or like early April? That would be so amazing. I'm sorry. If you are Trump lovers, this is probably not the channel that you're going to enjoy. But can you imagine? That'd be a good April Fool's joke. So, underneath it all, I think I heard that on Marie's table about the joke. I get a kick out of her. Anyhow, the Knight of Swords. So Jared Kushner, again, wants for people to see him as, the person that's going in, charging in, and taking control and getting things done. How people see him is the Knight of Cups. I think they see him as Ivanka's Prince Charming, as this whimsical joke. That's how people see him. His fears is the Six of Pentacles. His fear is all about the money, and worried about what they will be able to leave for their kids, the finances of the family. His outcome is the Five of Swords. Isn't this... Okay, am I mistaken, or was Ivanka's outcome a Five of Swords? So this is winning at all costs. I'm wondering if maybe I'm viewing this wrong. Maybe it's he's going to lose. Is that possible? You know what? I'm going to clarify this card, because obviously this, as his outcome card, is almost like he's going to win and leave other people in the dust. As a clarifier, the Hangman. Seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe over this time, since the time that they all got in trouble, Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner, when they got in trouble for the Russia meeting at Trump Tower, I'm wondering if he and Ivanka hadn't started to take care of things, like take care of finances, hiding some money, covering themselves. I don't think that they're I don't think that they're as naive as Donald Trump, or as delusional. So I'm wondering if, because they know that their time is limited, if because they know, if they're watching the same thing we're seeing, they see like, oh my God, the crazy train is coming. So maybe they had planned to get off this crazy train. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing a lot of cards of trouble, because, I think they've done some underhanded things, but it was done in the way that it's just under the law. I'm not sure. Interesting, though. So that's my reading on the Trump kids. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's that. Wishing you light for your darkness. Hope you have a great night.